Hello, friends. First of all, I'm super excited that you guys are joining us in this group with us. And yeah, I'm just super grateful, blessed, humble to be able to share this story with you guys and also this opportunity with you guys. So I'll keep it quick. I've had a really long day, poured a glass of wine. So us coaches like to indulge as well. So anyways, my name is Carly Kelly. I have been a coach for 5 years now, which is super crazy and insane to even think about because it's been the biggest blessing of my entire life. When I first, let me back up. So about 8.5 years ago, I was getting ready to go out on a boating weekend with my best friend for 4th of July. And for some reason, I decided to flip a coin. I was like, heads, I'm going to go with her. Tails, I'm not. And it was tails. So I didn't end up going out on the boat with her that weekend, and she got killed in a boating accident. It literally changed the entire course of my life. Like, for about 4.5 years, I was extremely depressed. I had really bad anxiety. I didn't realize at the time, but I was so afraid of losing other people in my life. I actually was like pushing away my now husband and just distancing myself from people because I was so afraid of losing them. And I just lost myself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I feel like the only thing that saved me that time was I felt a little nudge to go to church. So I would go to church on Sunday and I sat in the back by myself and cried. And I lived that way for about 4.5 years. I was numbing my emotions with destructive behaviors. I was not, turning to positive ways of coping. I didn't have coping skills. And when I was younger, I tried to take my own life. When my parents divorced, I cut myself. I had a 18-year battle with an eating disorder. And when my best friend passed away, it took me right back to those moments and those feelings. And I didn't have the coping skills. And I knew that going down that road of like hardcore drugs or suicide was not an option. And I did not know what to do. I was literally, you guys, at rock bottom. And one thing I will say is you don't have to have a story like Peter. You don't have to have a story like mine. I hope you don't have a story like mine to share with people. We all have a journey. We all have things to share, and I don't wish my story upon anyone, but it is how I found coaching. And some people find coaching because they want community, they want connection. Maybe they're a stay-at-home mom. So everyone's story is different, but our emotions can really be parallel with each other, right? So I remember sitting on my porch swing, talking to a girlfriend of mine. I was like, I can't do this any longer. And she was like, you should check out this girl, Nikki, on Instagram. Nikki's my coach. I didn't know her. I didn't know anything about her. And I checked her out on Instagram. And she was so positive. She ran like these little accountability groups. She was posting fun selfies. And she had shared some before and afters of people in her group that got results. So I was like, all right, I'm reaching out. Whatever this boo's doing, I'm doing. I got on the phone with her, stranger from Instagram, signed up that week. And I sat for 2.5 months in fear of failing. I literally was like, I can't do this. I don't know anything about social media. How am I going to lead people? I can't even freaking lead myself. And what I found in those 2.5 months was by me pushing play for 25 minutes a day. I started out with T25, Shaun T. And by me doing personal development, which is something that Beachbody teaches us to do, is to grow ourselves from the inside out. I remember the first time that I genuinely smiled without the guilt associated with it. And I thought to myself, I was like, holy crap, Carly. There are women out there who are battling depression, anxiety, postpartum stuff, divorce, anything, and they're suffering in silence. If you can be a voice to one woman out there, then you need to share this opportunity. And that's what I did. I started to put myself out there. I started to get vulnerable. I started to share. And I thought about that one person on the other side of this screen who needed to hear my story, who needed to know that they weren't alone. And I really joined Beachbody for the community. People met me where I was at. I just like the community that this gave me really gave me my life back. And in 5 years, golly, like I didn't even realize the income opportunity with this. I just realized that like I needed to grow myself. And my marriage has completely changed. We did Date with Destiny, Tony Robbins for our honeymoon. Like, didn't even know personal development before I started this journey. We were able to pay for our wedding $30,000 in cash. We were able to buy our first house. But the most important thing for me in all of this is I've been able to be a witness of other people's lives changing. My friend Janelle just text messaged me, and so this just popped up into my head. She battled fertility for 4 years, and through working on herself, she now has a second child. Her husband has lost over 100 pounds. Like, there are stories upon stories upon stories on our team of what people have done outside of the financial gains, right? So it's super inspiring. It's amazing to be a part of this team where we give back. I named our team after my best friend who passed away. And each year we give back in her honor. We do things together, but we're really a community that celebrates each other, that wants the best for each other. So whether it's like weight loss, community, income, like I hated my corporate job. I up and quit. I had $7 in my bank account when I signed up to coach. I did not let that hold me back from impacting my own life. That $160 investment changed the trajectory of my entire life. So, I just want you guys to know that you got to get outside your comfort zone. I had to do that. My biggest fear was failure. And I was like, Carly, get outside your comfort zone and do this. Give it a year, give it 2 years and see what you can do. And what we've been able to do is so incredible. And I just can't wait to welcome you guys to the team. If you have any questions, please let me know. And that is just a little snippet of my story. All right, you guys have a great evening.